And here we go. Happy Valentine's Day in this stormy, gloomy, windy, wet sort of day in the possibly gloomiest sort of February. I thought I would warm the cockle of your hearts with a story, the story of eternal love, but with a twist, of course. I am Bea, the storyteller, and you can find me on Facebook. If you look me up, it's at bea.ie on Facebook, and every Monday I tell a story. And I also put stories on my YouTube channel, and today it is a story. The wonderful, very, very old story of the love, the eternal love of Tristand and Isolde. My name is Tristand, which means the sad one. Why am I called the sad one? It's because, well, my mother died giving birth to me and my dad died the day before that. So you cannot say that I was welcomed in the world by anyone, hence the name. I am the nephew of King Mark of Cornwall. The king has never married. Nobody knows quite why, but he's never married and he doesn't want to get married. So he's named me his Tornister, his successor. And I'm very happy with that. I am a very good knight. I have been trained very well. I'm good at arms and I'm ready to run Cornwall. Only you see, the problem is Druid does not agree with his plan. And my lovely Uncle Mark, well, he's a nice man. He's not made to be a king, really. He's far too malleable, and the Druids managed to convince him. He has to get married, and they found him a bride. Her name is Isolde of Ireland. Her mother is the Queen of Southern Ireland, thus East Ireland, and a very wise woman. So Mark agrees to at least look into it and be off to meet this Isolde and report back. After crossing, which was amazing and very smooth, the first time I set eyes on her, my heart misses a step. She is not only beautiful, but she also looks wise and knowledgeable, appropriate and well behaved, and oh, what a woman. And the more we get together, the more we talk. For my uncle, you understand, so I can send my reports back to Cornwall. The more we talk, the more I like her. The more I like her. The minute I saw him stepping off the boat, oh, my lady, he was just so beautiful. He looked tall and handsome, and just the way I imagine my bridegroom to be one day. And I know it cannot be done because I am Isolde of Ireland and I will marry the man my mother has chosen for me, and his name is King Mark of Cornwall, and that will be that. But I get to know Tristand, and we do like taking long walks together and comparing notes, and he's very well read and he respects my skills and my art. And oh, if only I wasn't a princess of Ireland, if only I was just a common peasant and I could marry whoever I chose, well, of course I would choose him. But I can't. My duty is to marry Mark, and marry Mark I shall. The minute I saw them meeting on the quay, I knew we were in trouble. I knew we were in trouble, and I knew I had to do something about it because it was obvious. The energy sparkled between the two of them, and I am the Queen of Ireland, and I know that I need to do something about it because the alliance is needed between Cornwall and Ireland. And I'm very sorry for the sake of my daughter, but this can be remedied. I am, after all, a wise woman, very well versed in simples, and I will make a magic potion that will make Mark and Isolde fall in love. I will do that, and I will give it to her maid, Bronwyn, who is going with them, and she will give it to Mark and Isolde on their wedding night, and they will drink of it, and she will forget all about that Tristan. I'm telling you, she will, because I can do that. After all, I am the Queen of Ireland. Well, it wasn't my fault, was it? I don't know what I did. I mean, yes, I know what I did. It was the storm that did it, you see. Because what happened is the boat was lurching, and Isolde was feeling sick, and she was nearly vomiting, and it was terrible. And she said, please, please, please give me something, Bronwyn, to help. My stomach is churning. And I grabbed a bottle. I thought it was the right one. And they poured it in a glass, and then she drank half of it, and Tristan happened to be fasting, and he also was suffering from seasickness, and the next thing I knew, they both drank of it, and they were transfixed. And I looked at the label on the bottle in my hand, and it said, love potion. And this is how the great love of Tristand and Isolde unfolds. Because, of course, they get to Cornwall. Mark is prepared to marry Isolde, although he doesn't particularly want to. Tristan and Isolde cannot do anything because they are tied up with honour and valour and chivalry. So she marries Mark, only she doesn't. She sends Branwen instead of her on the wedding night. And the love between Tristan and Isolde never stops, you see. And eventually they do have knowledge of each other. As they said in the old Middle Ages romances, they do have knowledge of each other, but they are denounced, and Tristan has to flee. And he goes to Brittany, another Celtic kingdom. He goes to Brittany, and there he signs up with the King of Brittany and becomes one of his knights, and becomes very, very successful fighter. And there he meets another Isolde, called Isolde the Dark, simply because her hair is black. And Isolde the Dark loves him. She loves Tristan beyond reason. But Tristan has only married her because she's called Isolde. And they never have knowledge of each other because he's always at war. But she loves him so much that she'll put up with anything until he's injured in battle very, very badly, and they bring him back to the castle on the edge of the sea where they live, and he's dying. And in his delirium, he keeps repeating, Isolde, please send for Isolde, Isolde. And Isolde the Dark, holding his hand next to his bed, who hasn't slept for days, looking after him, says, but my lord, I'm here. And he turns his face away and says, no, you're not her. And Isolde the Dark's heart breaks, smashes, when she realizes she's not his Isolde. There was another one before her, but she loves him so much that she agrees to send for Isolde of Ireland, now Queen of Cornwall. And they call the captain of one of the ships in the harbour, and Captain comes and says, my lord, and Tristan is so ill. And Tristan says, please go to Cornwall and get Isolde and bring her back if you can. I will try to remain alive until you come back. But please let me know by putting a white sail on the boat if she's on the boat with you. And if she refuses to come, it is a long time ago since we were together. Just fly a black sail. Yes, my lord. And off he goes, and off he goes to Cornwall. And there they are, all sitting, Isolde the Dark by the bed, Tristan waiting. Whoa, all the way not in Cornwall. Isolde is astonished that somebody's turned up to come and get her because Tristan is ill, and all the love comes back to her. King Mark, who is a nice man, as I said, agrees to her going to Britain and says, I hope you will return, my dear. And she goes. And days have passed. And Tristan is just still alive. And he's lying on the bed, plaintively saying, day in, day out, night in, night out, Isolde, Isolde, can you see the sail? Is she coming? What's the colour of the sail? And the dog says, there's no sail, my lord. The boat is not back yet. Trying to be patient. Until one morning, she sees the boat on the horizon. And it's sailing towards harbour, towards Tristan, towards the castle. And it has a white sail. And she says to Tristan, my lord, the boat is coming in. Tristan said, what is the colour of the sail? Please tell me. And Isolde the Dark never was able to explain why, at that moment, her lips form the word, it's black, my lord, I am so sorry, it's black. And of course, Tristan dies. And suddenly there's a step on the tower, on the stairs of the tower, and Isolde, the fair Isolde from Cornwall, slams the door of the room open, and there she finds on the bed the body of her lover. And she falls into a swoon and dies. And they're buried next to each other. And you might think this is a strange tale to tell on Valentine's Day, but what is beautiful about the end of this story is that out of each of their coffins there come a rose. A rose bush appears. Red for Tristan and white for Isolde. And they intermingle and they form a heart shape over their tomb. And as far as I know, they're still there, loving each other forevermore. And that is the beautiful story of Tristan and Isolde. Only, I did promise you a twist, didn't I? You know me and stories. I cannot help but wonder. Do you remember Mark didn't want to get married? What if they'd just gone back to Cornwall and told him the truth? What would he have done? Probably said, thank God for that, and given them his blessing. But then there would be no story, would there? There would be no tragedy. Yeah, I know. Was it all worth it, eh? And just think, in your life, you have something going on right now that could be quite easily solutioned by you just saying what is. You're not lying or anything, you're just not telling people what's going on, not for real. And maybe they'd just do what Mark could have done. And they could say, yeah, that's really great. I'm up for it. All is well. What a relief. Who knows? I'll let you mull that one over. Blessed be.